Hello, hello, I believe we are live. You'll find out really soon here if this is even working. Hello, hello, I believe we are live. You'll find out really soon here if this is even working. Hello, hello, I believe we are live. Oh god, it's gonna be an infinite loop. Okay. Well, hello everyone. This is gonna be a shorter little stream here. Because I'm just opening up 2 items today. Very small items. This stream could be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. But not too long. My microphone's very loud, I think, but I think it will be good. But today we're looking at 2 new acquisitions that I've made recently. First up, we have the first Godzilla, X Kong, the new Empire toys that I've received. Well, that's a lie. I guess we have Titan Evolution Godzilla, but I got that for my brother Spy to Fly for his birthday. So yes, go subscribe to his channel. But this is Suko with Titanus Doug. Just a little set. Gonna open that up, and then I also have the Velociraptor Containment Chaos Pack. Now this has been out for a little while now, but I got it on clearance for $11.99. Normally it's $39.99, so I was so happy to find this. I thought I lucked out because I heard this thing was getting clearanced out and was going to disappear forever. And I skipped on it and think it would go cheaper, but there's no way. So, and I found it at a location pretty far from me, but not really. It was worth it, to say the least. So I'm gonna open up Doug first, just to get the little fellas out of the way, and then we will get on to the large set. So I'm gonna get my trusty scissors. This microphone picks up everything, which is a blessing and a curse. But as you can see here, it is the new Empire. You know, you got all the spiffy things that come with it. Godzilla X Kong. I really like the packaging for this line. You got Kong and Godzilla evolved on there. You got Doug and Suko right there. All the licensing information. And then on the back, you got some little blurbs about this guy, Suko, Titanus Doug. Seems like he's going to play the Diddy Kong role. And then up here is just a blurb about the movie. It says it's fully articulated and posable. Doug, kind of less so, to say the least. And then some of the other figures in the line. I really want to get basically all of these other 4 right here. Maybe not this guy, because technically I already have him, as you'll see later. But don't really care for this, because I also technically already have him either. But definitely these 3 for sure. Just hoping Haya also comes out with them. There you go. Something to note is I'm quite certain that Suko and Doug are actually Target exclusives, at least here in the United States. While Shimo, the secret new Titan, well, I guess not really secret if you have been keeping up with the leaks and whatnot, is a Walmart exclusive in more ways than one. I mean, you can get them twice at Walmart and 0 times at Target, as far as I am concerned. So when looking at the full stock of all the Godzilla Kong stuff, good old Shimo was not in the Target listing, or in the Target box. So Chimo is Walmart. Suko and Doug are Target. To summarize what I just said, I guess. Actually gonna get... Oh, I have to ruin the box. Sorry about this. Sorry, Doug. I guess I don't have to ruin the box. But if you're watching this, comment down below what you're most excited for with the new Empire. Personally, I am in a state of mind in regards to the MonsterVerse where I just do not necessarily care what happens. I mean, like, I love the MonsterVerse, but it's so, like, stupid. Like, just dumb fun at this point. I know there's a lot of people that defend the MonsterVerse as being like, oh my god, this is cinema, stuff like that. It's really not. Like, you know, for me personally, it is. I love every second. But I know a lot of other people are not going to be as invested into the MonsterVerse and stuff. So they're not going to have like a great attachment to the things that I'm attached to. But it's just silly and dumb and fun, and I think that's all that matters with these movies at this point. Since Godzilla vs. Kong and King of the Monsters, to a slightly lesser extent, kind of jumped off the rails in terms of, you know, kind of what they're doing with the MonsterVerse. Because it started off really grounded, and then it just devolved into, this is a shower movie now, or we're trying to be a shower movie, but not really succeeding at that. And then you get Godzilla vs. Kong, which is just pure, unfiltered chaos, start to end. Absolutely a spectacle of a time. Like, I don't think any MonsterVerse movie really compares for me than Godzilla vs. Kong. I mean, 2014 is probably my favorite, and I think the best out of all the films in terms of quality. Maybe. But that's not to say I don't like elements of all the others. Just to a different degree. Because you cannot tell me that movies like King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong are on the same, like, tier. I mean, they're like completely different movies. Which is completely fine by me, because I love what the MonsterVerse does most of the time. I think the only thing I don't like is that, you know, 2014 and Skull Island to an extent started off so grounded in realism, and then King of the Monsters slightly jumps the shark. You know, gets a little wacky, and then definitely a wacky in comparison to its predecessors. And then versus Kong is like, hold my beer, because we haven't seen wacky yet, and just goes off the rail. And this next movie is going to be even more crazy. Like, that's what I can't believe. Because we're in the Hollow Earth, and we got a evil, abusive monkey and a bunch of other crazy stuff going on. I wish I could comprehend, but I understand that pure cinema that is the MonsterVerse cannot be comprehended. So I'm looking forward to the new Empire. At first I was a little turned off by certain elements, Mainly like, not really the film, like what choices they've made, but more so, whatchamacallit, like the CGI in certain shots just looks not finished. So I hope that's just how the trailer looks, and it will, you know, be better in the final film when we finally see that, March 29th this year. But, you know, I'm assuming, because a lot of it looks pretty good in the trailer. It's just certain moments, like when Godzilla breaks out of the ice, like that looks a little weird. Like it's not finished CGI. I don't think we've ever had a MonsterVerse with bad CGI until I saw that. And I was like, ooh, it's a little rough. A little rough, guys. And then when Godzilla and Kong are running, the models look good, but the actual movement that's occurring is not the best. Sorry about the wait so far. Getting Suko out of here is like impossible. There we go. He's so small. Okay, you know, now that I made a mess out of this box, finally got it out. Now I have a new Empire background. God dang it, I just broke it. Never mind. I stand very much corrected. I'll clean that up later, but I just appreciate this this awesome background real quick. All the detail. And you know, you got a nice base. I'm gonna add this to my background collection. So I have a hoarding addiction with that stuff. Alright, so let's take a look at these figures. Let's start with Doug, I guess. So Doug is not necessarily the greatest toy I've ever seen in my life. In fact, it might be the opposite. He looks very, very particular. Sorry, the lighting is horrible in here. But he's got a lot of scales going on. Here, let me see if I can do this. There you go. Oh, wow. I don't know what that's about. But here's Doug. I do not like this lighting. There we go. So there's Doug. He looks okay. I mean, he's not like the greatest I've ever seen, but definitely not the worst. He's got a lot of sculpting details throughout, just not a lot of paint. In fact, I think the only paint is his teeth and his eyes, which are just brown gold dots. When I think Doug has green eyes and also was brown in coloration, not black. But I digress. But it has very limited articulation. We can go into for a second here. The tail is on a ball joint, so you can sort of swivel it around. All four limbs can just, you know, sort of sprawl out. So I guess you can get some, you know, fun poses there. And then I think the head can, yeah, the head can swivel a little bit. all the way, I guess, so you can break him. But yeah, really nothing else to say about Doug. He feels kind of like a big accessory with articulation. But I really am glad that we got a Titanus Doug action figure, because we have not had one before. So it's great that we do have one now. He has a lot of detail though for a little guy. Even on his underside. It's a little bit more muted on the plastic than the harder plastic limbs, but I think he came out pretty good. And the sculpt is, well, Doug, straight from the movie. Then we have this rock. Now this rock actually feels like a rock. Like, I mean, like, doesn't even feel like plastic, but it definitely is plastic. Very, very nice texture work here. For just a small little accessory too. Got a lot of detail for a little thing. But this is in just another actual accessory. Oh hey. I have not been on a live video since the Ultimate Dinosaur Pack Part 2. Well, it's good to see you, Mr. Man Person. It's certainly been a while. Yeah, I have some more Gmod reviews that I've done since then, if you want to check those out. Alright, now we're looking at action figures. And here is Suko. Now, he is pretty nicely detailed throughout. I'd say his, like all Monsterverse Playmates toys, the body is certainly muted more than the other parts, but I would say the majority of the figure has pretty nice detail. So you'll see here, he's just a little monkey. I like his little green eyes. And then I'm also a fan of all this articulation that we're going to showcase here in a moment. But very minimal paint. A lot of it's just brown plastic. But I think it looks good. You know, if you want, you can add some dry brushing to bring out some more of the detail. But I think it looks really good. There's just some, you know, paint on the hands, on the feet, and then the face. So, and for some copyright information, whatnot. But yeah, he's a really small fella. I guess we'll get into some articulation. So his head, let's zoom out a little. So his head can sort of go side to side, a slight up and down motion, but not much. The arms can move out completely and go in. It's also got you know, back and forth motion for the arms, and a swivel. Oh, at both the shoulder. I don't think that should be happening. And then the elbow has a swivel as well. And then the wrist, I think the wrist is articulated too. It's actually kind of crazy. It's actually insane. And then, yeah, the same thing on the other side. Which is nice. And then the legs are, oh wait, there's a I guess a tummy swivel. Wow. I was not expecting this guy to be so articulated. And then, you know, the legs can they go out? No, they can't go out, but they can swivel. And they're very loose. Very loose. And then the knee can hinge. And then the ankle can twist as well. So he's got a huge range of motion. And then his rock just kind of like sits in his hand, which I guess works, you know, for what they're going for. But yeah, he's just a little monkey. And I'm assuming he won't have too much trouble standing. I stand corrected. Oop. I mean, if I knew how to pose this thing, probably be better. Say the leg joints are a little difficult to work with on mine. There he goes. He can stand. And then he gives him a little rock. And good old Doug. There they are, little babies. But yeah, no, they look really great, and for $10, that's a pretty good deal. For sure. If you see this guy, pick him up. He's probably one of Playmate's best. Speaking of Playmate's best, let's bring in some of that. So here is Godzilla versus Kong. The Kong with battle axe or scale. He scales pretty nicely. I think that's pretty accurate to the movie. You know, relatively. I think he looks pretty in scale. You know, not out of scale or anything either. You know, he looks great. Then we have some more friends to bring in. We have the titular Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. Obviously Kong and Godzilla are much larger. I mean, here's a skull crawler. This guy is actually a little too big, I think, in comparison to the others. He's massive, absolutely lanky fella. But yeah, I love that the skull crawler is large. And speaking of lanky, we have let's just swap in one for another. Here is Titan Evolutions Evolved Godzilla. Now I know a lot of people have their concerns with the design, or their opinions, to say the least. But I don't know. I kind of like Evolved Godzilla, if I'm gonna be honest. You know, he's not like super well thought out, or and I definitely prefer the older design, this one, 100%. But I think it's not like a super horrendous design. We've definitely had worse Godzilla designs, I'll say that. I felt like we've had worse. Son of Godzilla or whatnot. Well, yeah, no, it's and then the figures aren't the greatest for the evolved Godzilla, but I'm glad that we have them. But yeah, so that's the Suko and Doug. Oh, and here's an osprey from King of the Monsters for scale. As you can see, it's a little bit larger than his head. Oh, let's go down there. Oh yeah, so there are the fellas. Suko and Doug are looking good. I recommend picking them up. You get 2 figures for $9.99. It's pretty good, especially in our lovely economic times. So, but yeah, I'll definitely review more Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire toys, if I receive and purchase them. But yeah, so that's him. Available at Target now. But yeah, I did get the Titan Evolution Godzilla, who for my brother. It's quite the funny figure. And what's weird about this version of the evolved Godzilla is you can actually move the arms out, which is something that no other Godzilla can do by Playmates. So this is kind of hilarious to me. So I don't know why Playmates skimps out on their Godzillas, because otherwise they would look rather nice if they would just add a few more details. Sometimes, yeah. No, Godzilla is very iconic, and you know, it's been known for so long that you kind of, yeah, there he goes, being evolved and stuff. So this is all the new Empire whatnots that I have at the moment. Specifically, yeah, so you're gonna get Kong with the Beast Glove and a few other things, but yeah, rate this figure. I'd probably rate it like I'd say it's a good like 8.5 out of 10. If I was to have any criticisms, I would say they're mainly pointed at Doug for just being so basic. But Suko is really awesome, and obviously the star of this set. Such a nice range of posability. So you can get, you know, a lot going on with him. You can probably have him ride Godzilla. There you go. There you go. The new Empire, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so I'm really excited to get some of the other figures real soon. I know a lot of people rag on Playmates and their releases, but I really like them. I mean, they're, for the price, I do not mind at all. You can finally spell Deinonychus. Hey, that's pretty good. Any improvement's improvement, my friend. Next and last, again, this is supposed to be a shorter stream, but we already spent 30 minutes on Suko and Doug and the new Empire. But we're going to open up this Velociraptor Chaos Containment Pack. Again, got it for a really low deal. $11.99. The back of the box looks awesome, and the eyes can apparently glow in the dark on the new Raptor, so we'll try and test that. But I really wanted to get the set because of the cage and the park workers. And then we got a, you know, repackaged Legacy Collection Muldoon from 2018. So if you did not have that figure already, you can now obtain it again. In the box, this looks pretty awesome, pretty standard, like Dino Trackers Legacy Collection box. But yeah, let's get this open. This set specifically reminds me a lot of like Playmobil, if you guys know what that is, because Playmobil's Jurassic set, or sorry, dinosaur sets had just a lot of like things going on in them, like not necessarily, you know, you had your dinosaur, but you also had a lot of human figures in every set, and like a big, like attractive piece to go with it, like a vehicle or a cage. And I just ripped the box. It's glued. Sorry, box. Oh, this box actually has a background. You afraid figure? Oh, certainly. Oh god, sorry, you're gonna hear some horrible box ripping noises. Oh, here's the instructions. You know, while I'm opening these guys, you can look at Godzilla and Kong. You can probably hear that. And all the gang. And let them look at the party while I open this. Because it's going to take me a while. Yeah, I just destroyed that box. Oh. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess we're going to say goodbye to everyone already. Say goodbye. Little Monsterverse fellas. Boosh. What's your prediction? Do you think Kong or Godzilla will die in the new empire? I don't think so, but I hope not. Here's all the pieces for the cage. And then here comes everything else. Oh god. Is anyone taped down? No, thank god. Okay, so just here's what the box looks like with no one on the inside. Pretty desolate. Oh. Aw, god dang it. Raptor's head is loose. Here is the Velociraptor. Jaw's loose too. That's pain. There's the Velociraptor nonetheless. Oh, it's actually pretty easy to get the parts out. Here's another piece of the cage. I think this is the back. Let's see. Oh, they put tape on here. Why did you do this? They taped the plastic tray to the box. I guess another like precaution, but like now the background's ruined a little bit. To remove all this tape. Radiated lizard woken by nuclear bomb who breathes fire versus big ape with diamond axe. Yeah. When you put it that way, it's very obvious who you think who's gonna win. Alright. Well, here's our Muldoon re-release. I'm just gonna... Sorry, this might be painful to listen to. This thing is still taped to the box. There is so much tape on here. Hold on, let me get this. Alright. Probably painful to listen to, I'm so sorry. Before I get the other pieces out... Holy smokes. Look at this background. Like, Mattel never needs to do this for the boxes, but they really deliver. I think it's just a lovely background piece. I think it captures Jurassic Park pretty dang well. There's even more detail up here too. Might find a way to fold this. Copyright 2022 Mattel. So that's going in the backgrounds collection. What if I told you guys there was more tape? Would you believe me? They taped down the walkie-talkies. Why? Oh, never mind. I found out why. They're super loose. They're not even in here. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. Alright, so here's a bunch of the accessories that we'll inevitably look at in a second here. I'm just gonna get everything out, then we'll dissect everything one by one. Here's the stun throttle. Used many a time in that scene. In the first movie. This is the first scene of Jurassic Park, period. I mean, Jurassic Park, the first movie, first scene. Excuse the plastic. Ooh. Okay. That's gonna be difficult to get out. The shotgun just shot out of the box. I don't know if that captured on camera at all, but it shot out of the plastic. Hold on, noise. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That's probably loud. Alright, now for the park workers, which don't have any paint on them, except, you know, minor details here and there. But I think it works. This is where Mattel skimping up on the paint actually makes sense. Unlike almost every other time they do it. Park nut worker number 1. And last but not least, we need Kit. There he goes. And the gatekeeper. Okay, so let's put this sucker together first. Let's move all the pieces. This set has, you know, it's an actual play set we have to put together. So we're going to put it together. In the meantime, I'm going to put this raptor under the light in hopes that it will glow in the dark. Huh. Okay, there's only one set of knee pads for some reason. Alright, instructions. Voila. So as you can see, very exquisite drawings. Yeah, there's only one set of knee pads now. I thought there was two, but no, it seems pretty easy to put together. So let's do it. Get all the pieces out. Are they labeled? They are not. But that is okay. I'm just gonna put this sucker together because, you know, I'm happy that Mattel actually made an effort here and gave us a set that we can actually build. So there's the base. Wow, the door is actually really elaborate. We got a cage set literally, well, now 2 years ago, 2022. This came out 2023. We got a cage and door set, you know, not that long ago. And then we got this one, and this one just kind of blows the old one out of the water. but you know, different movies. So sorry, I'm just getting all the pieces out. Huh. It's definitely a cheaper material and than the other. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, let's see. So it wants us to what? Put the top on first. Okay. Guess we'll do that. When does the bottom piece come into play? Oh. Step 3. Okay. Let's put this sucker together. So hope I don't mess this up. This would be very, very embarrassing. Say what part's the front? No, it doesn't. It's kind of thrown in. Okay. I can figure out what the front is based on, you know, this. Gatekeeper. Yeah, well. Put this thing together, I guess. I do not. Yeah? Yeah? Think so? Are these pieces just exactly the same? Yeah, they are. Okay. Alright. Let's put them together. Sorry, I'm going to take this closer to me. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Kind of worried with this things because usually when you put it on, you can't, you know, fix it later. But it looks like with this one you can. Maybe. It's made out of like a super cheap plastic though. So I'm a little worried about the integrity. In general, it's a super cheap feeling. Sorry, I can't really see anything because I'm holding everything close to me. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think when you put it together, you can't take it apart. I didn't expect it to be out of like this plastic. Like if you can see, like it's like super cheapy, weird dollar store plastic. I don't know if I really like that. Then we got the back piece. I'm gonna put that on next. I just make sure. Yep, okay. There's a little ladder thing going on. Don't know which way you're supposed to put it on. I guess since this is the bottom, this would be the top. Yeah, okay. Just gonna snap this on in here. Hope for the best. Ah, it's pain. It's a pain to put together. So if you're not like huge into like building things, then you might want to stay away from this set. I personally love like Legos, but usually stuff like this is like impossible for me to grasp. Or it's just plastic pieces sliding into each other. Oh, the piece is warped. That's why it's not fitting. Give me a moment while I, try and figure this out. Just like slide right on in. There you go. Okay, it literally has to go this way then. Right? The instructions are so unclear. Okay. There we go. There you go. We're doing it, guys. Now this part. Now we're doing the base. Oh yeah, we have the back on now. We're about to try and insert this part. What? Okay. What is that supposed to go to? That doesn't go inside anything. It's just there. Did I mess up? No. No, everything lines up else otherwise. But there's just these two pieces that don't go to anything. There's nothing in the base for them to plug into. So what are they for? Did I swear I put this thing on wrong? Huh. Okay. I got it. There we go. Now the door. Just gonna slide it on. Oh boy. Finally. Oh, there we go. There's the cage. took so long to put together, but now that it's like together, it doesn't really feel that cheap, I guess. Which I guess makes sense. Yeah, there's the cage. Oh, sorry about the hat. Jeez Louise. We're already at an hour. What time is it around here? 9:50? Alright. Alright, so now that we got the cage, let's take a look at it first. So, it's got stickers for decals. It's got some nice detail throughout, minus, how cheap it is. But, it's got all the holes and the ladders, and you can pose humans on there. The back looks good. And so does this portion too. And here is the door, which, simply opens. It's a little difficult. It's not very seamless, but you got it on there. So you can open it. I probably can get it on better. It might be... It is backwards? No, I don't think it's backwards. It's just how the way it is. So, you can get it open a bit. There you go. It looks really cool on the inside. So yeah, 10 out of 10 on the cage. It's just a little tedious to put together, and I think it's a bit bigger than it is in the actual movie, which normally I would complain, but I'm not complaining because you can literally put different dinosaurs in here, multiple different sizes, which we'll showcase later. Then we have Robert Muldoon. Which we've already had before. Here's these ones we'll take a look at real soon. Here is the 2023 Robert Muldoon. It looks basically the same as the 2018 Robert Muldoon, which we'll bring in for comparison, but he's got all the articulation that you could expect. The detail looks pretty nice. Even for a legacy collection, I mean, he looks a little sad, I think. I think that was the main critique I had with the previous, but we'll compare it to the 2018 to see if they improved. Yeah, you get a good range of motion, even though it's not Hammond collection. So I'm happy with that. And then he comes with his Trusty Spaz 12. I think this is exactly the same as the 2018 release. Just, back in action. So if you did not get this Muldoon or missed out on the Hammond collection, then at least you can get the, re-release of the Legacy collection. So, yeah, it kind of fits it like that. And no wrist articulation, so. But, let's compare to the 2018. The shirt's actually a different color and, material. It's less glossy. The paint apps are just, and the plastic color is just slightly different, very slightly a different color. And I think the Muldoon face, this is the new one, looks a bit better than the 2018 original release. So maybe I was gonna put one of these away in storage, but looks like I might be putting the 2018 figure away and actually leaving out this new one, because the face looks a little better in my opinion. Also, my 2018 one is a very bad paint error. I know the likeness looks better and the paint's better. I wonder... No, the Hammond collection one's different. So it's not like a new sculpt, or maybe slightly new sculpt, but it's not, this version of it. I think obviously the Hammond collection is the best Muldoon that we've gotten. But this one was never bad, per se. Oh, I do notice, never mind. I was gonna say the the belt buckle wasn't painted on the new release of this one, but no. Yeah, so it's good to get Muldoon again, and it's a slight upgrade over the original 2018 Legacy Collection, but of course the Hammond Collection one is probably the best, just in terms of detail, articulation, and paint apps as well. But yeah, still a really good inclusion. Makes sense why they included him. Of course, he's kind of a huge part of the scene. Now we can get on to our park workers. So they have the same articulation as Muldoon, you know, all the bells and whistles, but we've never had these guys before. And they actually know. Keep forgetting that these guys have this. You know. Okay, because Muldoon doesn't. Okay. I did not know that some of them have, you know, the waist swivels. But the same articulation. These guys are a little stiff, so I'm going to be a little careful. Thought they had a wrist articulation for a second. I was going to freak out. But they look really nicely detailed. You know, they got limited paint apps. But I think they look pretty spot on. And there, it's, you know, nice to have, you know, just some grunts. You know, just some random park workers. I'll say the eye placement on this guy is a little messed up, but they look a little wonky. But I love the hats. The hats you can't take off, but that's perfectly fine by me. I'm just happy that we got park workers finally after all these years. So thank you, Mattel. They come with a lot of bells and whistles. They both have these vests that you can put on them. They're just very nicely sculpted vests. They're made out of like a gummier plastic that you can sort of put on. And there's actually a clip here. Hold on, I don't want to break it. Oh yeah. You can actually unbuckle it so that you can put it on him really effectively. And then here's oh god dang it. I just dropped a super tiny walkie-talkie. There it is. I found it. Take a look at that in a second. But you get two of them, so that's great. Additionally, you get two walkie-talkies that you can actually put in the back of the vest, it seems. Hold on. Yeah, so here's your vest. Here's your little barely detailed, it's, you know, 90s walkie-talkie. I guess that's how it looks in the movie. But you can slip it in the back here of the vest. It just sits in there. That is so cool. More of this, Mattel. More of this. More of this dedication to the craft. And then there's also a unpainted, you know, sort of stun baton. Not really, no, not a baton. Stun prattle. Or stun wand. It's, you know, very nice that we actually get this too, because we haven't gotten this in Legacy Collection either. It's just out of a plastic. Be careful, because I feel like this can snap easily if you like tug on it too much, so be careful of that. And then there's also some gummy flashlight. This is a very interesting surprise, but I think they were also in the scene as well. Just a big hunk of a flashlight. So you get one of these each. Oh, so many accessories, man. Even for the $39.99 price point, I think this is probably worth it. Then we get two knee pads. So we don't get two sets, but we do get two. So I'm going to put, since this guy's the gatekeeper, he's going to do more climbing, because he's got to get on top of the cage. So I'm going to put let's sort of build this guy. So let's put the knee pads on. Are they symmetrical? Relatively. Okay, so I'm assuming we just can clip these on at the joints. Sorry, I gotta pull it closer to me. They're out of a semi gummy plastic, but like they're relatively tough. So they're kind of a challenge to put on, actually. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Okay. I'm going to put it slightly above the knee so you can still get the bend, which I think is what you're supposed to do. I don't know if I'm putting them on correctly per se, but they look right from my perspective. I'm cursed. I put one above the knee and one below, so I'm gonna fix this second one I put on. And of course, with time, they will be easier to put on. Gatekeeper. There we go. So he's got his lovely, lovely, lovely knee pads on. So it's also, yeah, there you go. They work pretty well. I mean, they're not, there you go, I guess. I think that's how they work. Relatively. They look a little weird, so I'm gonna throw on the vest now. So this might be a little more laboring. So let's put on your shirt. I guess you're supposed to kind of do these together. There you go. And you can just clip this on, I think. Relatively. That's not on at all. Let's do the bottom first. Relatively. And ooh, that neck buckle is a little more challenging. Get on. But there you go. It looks a lot more protected now. Thanks, Brian. Noticing a little bit of the vest is kind of coming undone on the back a little bit. It's a little, yeah, but it's on. I'm gonna just slip this walkie-talkie in here. The walkie-talkies are made out of a gummier material to kind of match the vest. Oh yeah, there you go. Here he is in action. He's gonna be the he's gonna have a stun baton. Let's see if he can hold it. Hopefully. Yep. There we go. He is ready for action. So he's gonna help tase our raptor friend. Just a tad. But no, that's great. I love that. And then the gatekeeper also can have a vest. I'll leave him without the vest for now, just to show you, like, the comparison. Like, this is fully armored park worker, and this is without. So, you know, you get quite the variation, which I really, really like. And then we haven't even looked at the dinosaur in this set yet, which I think has some quality control issues, unfortunately. But this wouldn't be a Mattel Jurassic World review without some lovely quality control issues. Unfortunate. But I'm gonna have the gatekeeper. Hold on. let's get this guy some protection. I'm gonna give him the walkie-talkie because he is quite the dude. There he goes. The walkie-talkie is a little challenging to get in, actually, even though it's literally just a rectangle, sorry. Should know my shapes by my age. I don't. Passed geometry in high school, I swear. Oh yeah, he's holding it. Relatively. And now let's try the flashlight. The flashlight thing is gonna be a pain. Maybe. So the flashlight's so like top heavy in comparison, and then these gummy. The problem with the Mattel humans is their hands are so gummy, which is a blessing and a curse. There you go. Yeah, that was easier than walkie-talkie, actually. But yeah, so he's all equipped and ready to do his gatekeeping job. Gatekeeper. Shooter. Speaking of her, this is our millionth Jurassic Park inspired raptor. Kind of a shame. The stripes are going to be a little more clear based on the promotional material, but still looks good nonetheless. So as you can see, it is a standard Mattel Velociraptor at this point. This is a sculpt that we started to receive in the Minions toy line. It is a pretty nice sculpt, actually. I like this raptor a lot. It's got a nice default posture with this hand has like no webbing, and then this one has webbing, which is weird. But other than that, I really like this hand a lot. I like how the detail looks there. But the sculpt's pretty good. I think it might be a little muted in comparison to some other raptors, but we'll do a comparison soon. But the paint work is pretty good. We actually get paint on the tail, all the way at the tip too. If you can see that, which is kind of surprising. Then you get some chest paint that runs down to at least the middle of the body before disappearing. So it, when you're looking at it like this, it doesn't look too bad. And then it goes all the way from the neck to the middle section. The eye looks really nice. I really like that eye. I didn't expect to like it this much. Might be one of my favorites, but it's probably because it actually has a painted slit. Usually it's just the base plastic material, and then the teeth look, standard, and you get the good old pink on the inside. Oh god, the scan code for you. Dino trackers, standard, BIOS, and whatnot. But articulation, you get a swivel at the tail. For whatever reason, the legs can move backwards and forwards. They're kind of on a ratchet type joint. So you can't really put them into like very specific poses, but you can put it into several locked poses. The other leg's the same. So you can do something like that. But it's really difficult to get into anything else. There you go. Relatively. But it will snap into its default positions. The arms can move all 360. And then one of my favorite parts is the neck and head. Move up and down and all around. So you can get some pretty cool poses there. I really like that. And the jaw is articulated. Mine's a little loose, unfortunately. But it's, and then the neck's also a little loose, so I gotta probably pull it apart and put some silicone gel or wax in there or whatnot. But other than that, it's actually a raptor I didn't expect to like. When I first saw it, I was like, gross. Mainly because there's no toenail paint, but they put gloss on it anyways, but no paint. Like, that bothers me a lot. But I think on this raptor, not like it's like excusable, but it's less bearable. So we're gonna try something. I put this guy in the light a little bit, so let's see if it works. Yeah, it kind of glows in the dark. Oh yeah, you can see that. Relatively. I think the camera light's kind of illuminating it. But it glows a little bit. I'm assuming with more exposure, it'll probably turn out better. Something I wanted to do is actually compare a new friend here to some friends of the past. Put this other vest up here. So here is the new park raptor. But we also have all the ones from the past. In regards to Mattel's Jurassic Park style raptors. So I think the first one is this one. A lot of people don't really consider it to be, but I think it's, pretty close. You get the brown coloration. It's got a red eye and the Jurassic Park 3 sculpt, but I think everything else is pretty park-like. It's pretty close to this one, actually, in terms of base color. But this one's probably one of my favorites, just in general. Then the actual first park raptors were in this color scheme. This is the Dominion version, but the Primal Attack ones were in this color too. I really like that color a lot, actually. I like that it's like a slightly darker color. I like the green eyes too. And this one, and I think the other two as well, had painted toenails, which is pretty nice. And I like how the metallic the green eye is. I guess yellow is more accurate, but I always really liked this color scheme. And then we get on to the bad ones. So, in my opinion anyways, we got this park raptor with Ray Arnold. This one has this, it kind of takes elements from the Primal Attack one, but ruins them. So you get the green eye, of course, and it's a white base color with very dark and obvious stripes, which, very nice paint work, quantity of paint, but I think the quality is kind of meh. As the Jurassic Park raptors, the striping was definitely muted, like on these two. That striping is there, but muted. Like, especially on the tail, you can see it. I like that it's a little more subtle. On this one, they went a little overboard. Not, like, horrible, but since it's a crouching raptor and, kind of stands out, it's not my favorite. Not my personal go-to. But it's kind of cool to see next to each other. Now, the actual worst Jurassic Park raptor by Mattel. This one. This came with the Ellie Sattler Jeep set. And this raptor is, oh boy. It almost looks green on the camera. The color scheme is just not there. The eye color is, yellow at least. So they made it to yellow. But, there's like no paint on this guy. And, it's in, the generic attack pack sculpt for Charlie that we got in Dino Rivals. And just, I don't like it. I don't like it that much. Yeah, so there is your evolution of the park Velociraptor in Mattel. It's mainline. I do not have the Amber Collection one, because Amber Collection or Hammond Collection, because Amber Collection I never saw, and Hammond Collection I never liked. So I just stuck with these mainline ones. I hope we get a new version sometime, but we'll see if that ever happens. And then here's a Velociraptor as well for scale, just to throw her in there. Whoa. Yeah, so it's pretty cool to see the evolution of brown park styled velociraptors. But yeah, so we got quite the variety. If I was to rank them in terms of color scheme wise, so this is order of release in terms of colors. This one technically should be after this, but I just brought one of the raptors that had this color scheme. So in terms of quality, in my opinion, I think this one's the worst. And we get this one. This one's pretty bad. Now this is where it gets tricky. Never mind. This one's probably right in the middle. I like this one more, even though it's not as accurate to Jurassic Park, but it's got more paint and looks more aesthetically pleasing. And then this one might be a little nostalgia influenced, but I think I like that one the most in terms of colors. But this one ain't bad. This one's not as bad as I thought it would be, so good job, Mattel. But if we move our little friends on top here, I wanted to see which raptors and dinosaurs can fit in our cage. Oh, and also, here is this park cage in comparison to the Dominion cage. Much smaller in comparison to this park cage. I thought this Dominion cage was awesome, which it still is. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome. In fact, I like the plastic on this one more, and there's a lot more detail in terms of weathering and whatnot. But this came in a $20 set. This came in $40 set, so quite the difference. And of course, the inside is much larger on this one. So, and of course, it's based on Jurassic Park, and this one's from Dominion. Now, of all the faults with Dominion, at least we got some cool stuff in terms of toys here and there, and this was one of them. But I'm assuming, since this can fit the other Dominion Raptors, you can probably fit, yeah, you can fit a Raptor in there relatively. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This one, there you go. Let me put her back in there. The thing with this cage is that it doesn't have a lot of space. Sorry, I just broke the door off. There we go. Thing is, with this one, since it's so small, it's designed in a way where the tails sort of hang out the back. Just kind of funny, but of course with this new one, if we are to compare this cage here, this one, I'm assuming, Oh, it will. You can just fit this whole raptor in there. So you can just slide her on in. And seal her away. There she is. On the inside. No tail hanging out or anything, just completely sealed. Which I think is pretty cool. Now, my question is, what is the extent? What raptors can we and cannot fit in here? So let's try you. I think you can fit easily because you're smaller. Yep. So you can fit that raptor in there. Another Dominion sculpt. Tac Pack raptor, definitely. Yep. Right on in. Without any problems. Crouching raptor is going to be easy. Gonna slide. Yep. So cool. And then you can probably, let's try multiple raptors. Multiple raptors. You know, you might have to pose them in a certain way, but there you go. You can fit multiple raptors in there. So you can have a whole party in there. It's pretty awesome. Then the jumping raptor, I don't know. Oh, perfect. I think the tail might hang out a little. No. Jumping raptor fits on in too. Might have to bend. Yeah. Not so well, unfortunately. If I bend the head a certain way, it'd probably fit, but crouching raptor is a little difficult. And then I was wondering, what other dinosaur species can fit in here? So I have a few with me. Almost all of them so happen to be orange and brown, just like all these raptors. Hammond Collection Gallimimus. I'm certain the Attack Pack can probably fit in here. What about the Hammond Collection? Yep, she's in there. Wow, that's awesome. So you can have Gallimimus in there. From Jurassic Park. Well, it's actually a Jurassic World Gallimimus, but you know, it's marketed as a park. Stiggy Moloch from Fallen Kingdom. Battle damage version. Fits right on in there. I don't think she could have fit inside of the Dominion cage. Scutosaurus from 93 Classic line. Right on in. That's so cool. So you can put a bunch of different dinosaurs and reptiles in here. Savage Strike Dino Rivals Dilophosaurus. Oh. Bingo. Even with the frill extended, she also fits in there. She is a little dusty. And last but not least, I wanted to try this, a Kenner Jurassic Park 1 Velociraptor. So let's see. No. That tail is so long. Okay. Not really. But you can kind of pose it in there. Its legs are being pushed and its tail is hanging out the end. But I wanted to try. I didn't think it would fit. But, you know, I thought I would try it out. Some other Kenner species might be able to fit in there, but not this one. And then, just for scale, here's a Kenner human next to it. You know, doesn't scale with that too well, but I think it definitely works with the Mattel dinosaurs, a lot of different ones. As you can see, all these fellas, except maybe the jumping raptor, had, you know, trouble. Had trouble. But, well, and the Velociraptor ghost would have been able to fit in there too, easily. I am certain. But, yeah, that, I think, is going to wrap up this, these reviews. Just want to try one thing. This is wrong. Put Doug and Suko in there. There you go. Welcome to Jurassic Park, Suko and Doug. But yeah, so I think that's gonna wrap up this review over here. We're gonna put Suko over here. That's where, you know, showcase. What did I not have Doug? So yeah, over here is all the new stuff we looked at today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little live stream. I would say little, but it almost ended up the same length as my other ones. Even though we only took a look at two toys, two different sets rather. I really like this Raptor cage set. I think it's a lot better than I, thought it would be. It's definitely not like, I don't know if it might be one of the greatest Legacy Collection sets now that I think about it. I was gonna say nah, but we haven't gotten many. We've gotten a lot of bundles of random dinosaurs, but this actually comes with a cage and everything, and I think it's just a fun little bundle to have. And then the Suko and Doug are just pretty exceptional for Playmates standards, so I'm glad we got them. More like this Mattel, more like this Playmates, please, very much. I have my critiques here and there, but I give the Suko and Doug set 8.5. I give this Raptor cage probably a 9. My only main critique with that, the Raptor pack, is that I wish the Raptor had painted toe claws, and maybe the glow-in-the-dark feature looked a little more obvious. And then having a second set of knee pads would have been nice, but if they had to cut that for budget reasons to give us a pretty decent Raptor and everything else to turn out well, then it's not like a huge loss for me anyways. Suko and Doug just started showing up at Target, $9.99. This Raptor set is probably out of your Targets by now, or stores in general, so you might not be able to find it, but if it is available, it will be in the clearance section more than likely. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video here. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more reviews just like this one, where we just kind of chit chat and go through the stuff. And I'll see you all in the next video or stream. Wait, what is that? What is that? What?